Today I wanted to share with you a little bit more about the Tenant Fee Act, which comes into place in 2019 in June. Now, we did share with you a few weeks ago a little bit more about the fees specifically and how that's going to affect tenants, landlords and agents. Today I wanted to focus more on holding deposits and security deposits. So holding deposits, if you're not familiar, is a deposit that you take from the tenant upon them making an offer, and it's their commitment to that offer whilst you carry out a certain amount of referencing and wait for the outcome. So the big changes there will be the amount that you'll be able to hold from them. So before, the standard would be 2 weeks holding deposit. Now the most amount you'll be able to take is 1 week's holding deposit from the tenant. That's by law now. The second change on holding deposit is the way that you'll be able to withhold it. So you no longer be able to withhold it if they simply fail referencing. You can only withhold it within the legal guideline, of course, and time frame, is if they make an inaccurate or misleading statement. Then you can go on and withhold it, and again within the legal guidelines. Now when it comes to security deposit, there's some big changes there as well. Previously, the standard used to be 6 weeks security deposit that you would hold. Now you can only hold the maximum of 5 weeks rent. And of course, that depends on the rental amount of your property, because there is a difference if your property rental income is more than £50,000. So one of the things that I want to share with you is there are alternatives to holding deposits for both the tenants and the landlords themselves. So one thing that we've seen in the past with mostly students actually is there is such a thing called the deposit-free renting scheme. And quite frankly, that is a security. It's a company that provides security and insurance to the tenant. So the tenant pays a 1 week fee to this insurance company, and they go on to protect you as a landlord, and they will carry out a certain amount of referencing, of course, as well. And if they pass and they're approved, then what happens is you don't get a security deposit per se, but what you do get is an insurance. So if the tenant fails to fulfill their obligation on the tenancy, you will get an insurance that's paid out to you within days if they fail to, of course, honour that agreement. Now, normally we've seen that with students. I have a feeling that in the future we're going to see more of this with professionals and students. One thing that concerns landlords sometimes about this option is that they'll get less quality tenants. That's simply not true. You'll actually get the same amount, the same quality tenants, because they will go through the same type of referencing and they have to be approved equally as they get approved at the moment. If you want to find out more about that, feel free to get in touch. We have a specialist lettings team here, and we'll be more than happy to help you and answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.